All right, friends, welcome back to Teacher Tips, or as I like to call it, how to survive the school year without crying in the supply closet. You know that moment when you walk into your classroom and think, did I really sign up for this again? Yeah, we did. Grab your coffee, your emotional support snack, and let's get real about teaching, the good, the bad, and the glitter. Listen, if you do not have a good teacher neighbor, you are basically playing this job on expert mode with no extra lives. These are the people who keep you alive. They have snacks, tape, and emotional support stocked like a survival bunker. You run out of tissues, they pull out a Costco-sized box like it is nothing. Need a dry erase marker? They hand you three, all with ink, because they are blessed like that. And when your lesson crashes and burns, they lean over and whisper, it is not you, it is a curriculum. Always a curriculum. Honestly, teacher neighbors are the only reason half of us have not quit to go work at Starbucks, Michael's, or anywhere that does not require us to say, eyes on me 50 times a day. Let us take a moment to honor one of the rarest treasures in a teacher's day, the bathroom break. These moments are sacred. They are precious. They are as rare as a student returning your pencil. Bathroom breaks do not happen often. They appear like a miracle, usually at the exact moment you have already accepted your fate. And when that moment finally arrives, your teacher neighbor becomes a true hero of the hallway. They stand in the doorway like a guardian of the universe, one eye on your class, one eye on theirs, and somehow still teaching at the same time. They are giving directions, redirecting behavior, and monitoring two entire ecosystems of children with the power of sheer will. And when you return, they continue on like nothing happened. Every teacher has an emergency supply stash, and I am not talking about the cute little pencil cup on your desk. I mean the real survival kit, the one hidden in your drawer you guard with your life. This stash has everything: tissues, tape, sticky notes, and that one pair of scissors nobody else is allowed to touch. And let us not forget the essentials: aspirin and coffee, because sometimes the only thing standing between you and a meltdown is two Advil and a cup of caffeine strong enough to wake the ancestors. Teacher emergency supplies are magical. You need a Band-Aid? Got it. A working marker? Somehow, yes. A snack because you forgot to eat lunch again? Of course. Your teacher bestie even has a good chocolate, the kind you hide under construction paper in your drawer. Honestly, if teachers ever stopped sharing emergency supplies, the entire school system would collapse by lunchtime. These little stashes are the glue holding the profession together. All right, welcome to the do's and don'ts, also known as the unofficial teacher survival commandments. These are the rules that keep the peace, save friendships, and prevent hallway drama. So let's start with the do's. Do celebrate the small wins. If you survived Monday without crying in your car, that counts as a major accomplishment. Honestly, someone should hand you a trophy. Do share snacks, especially the good chocolate, not the off-brand stuff you give the kids. Do be kind to your future self. Write the note, set the reminder, put the copies in the right pile. Your future self is already tired and will appreciate the gesture. Now for the don'ts. Do not hog the laminator. That's a big no-no. That machine holds more power than the principal or the principal's secretary. If you hog it, karma will find you and it will jam on your last page. Do not pretend you did not borrow someone's scissors for 3 weeks. We all know those were not yours. Teachers have scissor telepathy. Do not forget that we are all just trying to make it to Friday with our sanity and our coffee intact. These do's and don'ts are not just guidelines. They are the glue that keeps the teacher community from falling apart. Attendance. Let us talk about attendance. Because out of all the things teachers juggle in a day, this one somehow slips right out of our brains every single time. How many times have we meant to take attendance and then suddenly it is lunchtime and you're like, oh, I forgot to take attendance. You're not alone. Every teacher has had that moment where the system sends that little reminder email and you feel personally attacked. And this is where your teacher neighbor saves your life yet again. They always know. They always remember. They walk by your door, peek in with that knowing look and say, Hey, did you take attendance? And the answer is almost always no. Teacher neighbors are basically human alarm clocks. They're out here teaching their own class, redirecting behavior, passing out papers, and still remembering your attendance on top of theirs. That is real talent. Attendance is one of those things we all forget, but thankfully, teacher neighbors keep us from getting those please submit attendance emails that haunt our inboxes. If you stuck around for this whole thing, you are officially a teacher legend. Not because you watched the video, but because you willingly listened to another teacher talk after a full day of teaching. That is endurance. That is a gift. That is caffeine. This is the part where I am supposed to say something inspirational, but let us be real. The biggest inspiration right now is probably the thought of sitting down for 5 minutes without someone asking you to tie a shoe or fix a Chromebook. So thank you for watching. Thank you for surviving, and thank you for being the kind of teacher who keeps showing up even when the coffee wears off and the chaos kicks in. Remember, teach, laugh, survive, and repeat tomorrow like the resilient, slightly unhinged superhero you are.